Welcome to the Onion Buns. So for this week in Lying Lefties, we're going to start off with a doozy. Mark Carney got exposed the past 2 weeks for, it was actually the NDP that exposed him. While he was in Brookfield, he's been hiding and avoiding paying Canadian taxes and hiding money in offshore Bermuda and other places. So he doesn't pay taxes. And the amounts are staggering. Like, I've seen reports of upwards of $20 billion owed by Brookfield to Canada for taxes not paid. And when challenged on this by reporters, Mark Carney did what Mark Carney always does. He lied. What a shock, huh? And Poilievre called him out on it. So let's take a look at this first video of this week's edition of Lying Lefties. Oh, and just so people know, that's source is CPAC, March 26, 2025. As I've said before, CPAC is probably the most nonpartisan, honest reporting that you can get out there today in Canada.
What was the argument for registering the funds in Bermuda?
The flow through of the funds go to Canadian entities who then pay the taxes appropriately, as opposed to.
Okay, I got to step in. You didn't hear him wrong. He's saying it's okay that he didn't pay any taxes because Canadians who buy his products will then pay taxes. So it's okay for him and his companies to not pay tax. That's a direct quote. That is how Mark Carney's mind works. So, like, it's okay for me not to pay taxes because somebody else will pay them for me when they pay their taxes. I mean, come on.
Taxes being paid multiple times.
Now he claims that somehow this money gets funneled through a Bermuda tax haven only to come back to Canada. Well, why wouldn't he just leave it in Canada in the first place? If it were going to be taxed in Canada, he wouldn't need to funnel it through Bermuda. I don't know, how many of you funnel your investments through Bermuda before you bring them back to pay taxes?
The beneficiaries of those pension funds, teachers, retirees, municipal employees, they pay the taxes on their pension. That's
so the teachers are paying the taxes, not the businessman. Like, you just heard him say it.
the design.
And so Mr. Carney makes these workers who are struggling to pay their bills pay full taxes in Canada, while he ships his investments off to Bermuda to dodge his obligations to this country.
Look, Mr. Poilievre doesn't understand the world. Mr. Poilievre is a lifelong politician. It's all he's ever done.
This is exactly the wrong kind of experience we need in a prime minister, and the worst kinds of conflicts of interest.
How do I know? I understand how the world works and the structure works, and
he says he knows how the world works. He knows how to make it work for him and against you. And that is exactly what he will do as prime minister.
Oh my goodness, like, you can't make this stuff up. The modern day Hollywood writers are not talented enough to make this stuff up. Wow. So Carney doesn't have to pay $20 billion in taxes through Brookfield because the teachers and the pensioners are going to pay the taxes for him. And this is who people want as a prime minister. Like, are you people drunk? Or maybe this is why Trudeau made weed legal. You've been smoking it a little too heavily. You know, I don't know what to say. So this next section is, it's not lying per se, but it's very dishonest behavior that we've seen repeated over and over and over by the Liberals this week. So I got a video for you, and then I'll be showing you a few more clips on this. So take a look at this. So here we have a bylaw officer who is about to remove a Conservative sign. Now, if you look where the sign is, it's a good 10 feet away from the fire hydrant. So it's not breaking any laws. And while you don't see it in this video, just up the street, there's like 4 Liberal signs along the curb side here. So clearly political signs are allowed on the curbside, but this has become commonplace. And to me, this is dishonest. This is also a crime, by the way. So whoever this is should be charged. I don't hold my breath that the person will be, but they should be. The truly amazing thing to me is these people don't seem to comprehend we live in a electronic age now. There's cameras everywhere, even if it's not by the city. There's doorbell cameras, there's motion sensor cameras. There's dash cams. There's cameras are everywhere. You can't get away with this shit anymore. But they seem to think the rules don't apply to them. So let's take a look at what else we've seen happening. So here we have in Toronto, I'm only going to show this one, but there's been 5 or 6 different posts. This is what the Liberals are doing in Carney's riding. Again, that's dishonest. As the pleb says, Liberal volunteers are already cheating with the yard signs in Toronto. Why can't they just compete fairly? This is so pathetic. And it is pathetic. It's like if Mark Carney thinks he can win that riding that he got parachuted into, then just do it honestly. Like, why are the Liberals so scared of honesty? So on my comment section, I got accused today by a poster saying, why are you so divisive on last week's Lying Lefties? You know, why are you dividing? So let's take a look. Liberals dividing Canadians. Why? Iraq says Canadians are racist. She is trying to impose M103 to further divide Canadians. We already have human rights laws. Gerald Butts calls Canadians Nazis because they don't agree with him and Justin trying to omit mankind from the vocabulary. Catherine McKenna has stated that oil workers in Alberta are a danger to women. She might as well have called them rapists. Diversity also includes the strong men in our country. Justin says Canadians have no core values. We are all racist, homophobe, Islamophobic people. He has called our doctors and farmers cheats, proclaimed our legal system incompetent. Canada was stronger before the Liberal division. Make no mistake, they are told to push these agendas. Who is really pushing the destruction of our country? Who benefits from the division we fall? So, am I pushing division, or am I reacting to the division being caused by the modern day Liberals? I think it's the second part of that equation. And to finish this off, the headline says it all. Mark Carney faces plagiarism accusations for 1995 Oxford doctoral thesis. And it's not just one, it's not 2, it's 10 separate counts of plagiarism. But is anyone really surprised? He's plagiarizing Pierre Poilievre's policies. Carney's only come up with 2 policies. He's going to double to triple the industrial carbon tax, which will get offloaded onto the consumers. So the pausing of the consumer carbon tax was all theatrics and show. It doesn't matter because if he's elected, he's going to jump the industrial carbon tax 2 to 3 times, which will make the consumer carbon tax look so minor. You know, it's dishonest, you know. And the other one he has announced is he will have Canada join the WEF officially, which last time I looked, the WEF and the UN are unelected bodies. They should not have control of Canada or have any say in Canada. They're unelected. And the modern day UN is probably the most corrupt organization out there. So yeah, that goes hand in hand with the modern day Liberals. But yeah, so that's this week's Lying Lefties. They just keep lying and lying and lying, and you know, mainstream media won't call them on it, but hopefully their lies start getting out to people so they start realizing how corrupt these guys are. You know, so about the plagiarism, Mark Carney plagiarized his PhD thesis. So honestly, his PhD should be revoked. He didn't just cut corners. Carney directly stole other people's work and claimed it as his own. That's lying. Academic reviewers exposed him. He's directly repeating without quotations. That's what we call plagiarism. Let's not sugarcoat this. This is fraud. This is theft. This is stealing. Carney has a long record of lying, and we know it's been going on for decades. This scandal proves one thing. Mark Carney has no integrity and no credibility. Canadians can't trust Mark Carney. Mark Carney is a pathological liar. That's not a slogan. That is the truth. So anyway, that's the video for this week. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, a subscribe, and a share. I'm trying to grow the channel, and a like, a subscribe, and a share is greatly appreciated. And I do appreciate it. Never think I don't. And I thank you very much to those people that do like, subscribe, and share. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. Never be afraid to leave a comment. Don't worry, I don't swing my cane too strongly anymore if I dislike your comment. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Bye.